Welcome to Dr. Jalil Photography. Today I'll be presenting a video on the performance of this Sony A4 70-200 mm macro zoom lens, and you can see there's a radiant diffuser, Popeshield radiant diffuser in fixing on this lens. So I'll be testing and I'll be making a review on the performance of this both system. I've already done several videos on this lens and the Popeshield separately. Today I'm going to make another presentation with a creative macro photography on my tabletop studio. Let me tell about something about these other gears. I'll be using Sony A7Riii camera and Godox 350 flash on top of this camera, and you can see this is the reflector for this Popeshield diffuser. So that it gives a very nice beautiful light, diffuse light on my subject. In my tabletop studio macro photography, I try to make a difference, or I try to make a creative technique every time with my subject. No matter how good is your lens, no matter how good is your camera, the subject itself is very important as well as the background. There is a green color leaf on the back of this, at the back of this subject. So the background and the subject is very important in the macro photography as well as other photography as well. So I'll be explaining what difference I have done today on subject. This is my creative technique for taking macro photography indoor. Today with this setup I'll be using a grasshopper. You can see the grasshopper here. It is walking. So I'll be using this grasshopper today for this photography. Now let me show you the creative technique I'll be using for this subject. I have wrapped a brown color leaves around this wheel. This is a wheel for turning this subject around to fixing the angle and moving the subject. And I'll be putting a LED light. And I'll be putting a LED light inside this leaves so that it gives it some illumination from inside this leaf. I'll put the subject over here. I'll put the grasshopper on these leaves, and there will be some illumination from inside. I'm expecting a very nice, beautiful pictures of this grasshopper on this setting. So let me start. I'll put the grasshopper right now and show you the pictures at the end of the video. I have placed the grasshopper on this bunch of brown color leaves. There is a light inside it. You can see the light, LED light inside this bunch of leaves to make a illumination from inside. I wanted some illumination on the leaves, otherwise it will come out very dark and black, because I'll be using f13 or f11. This is a kind of creative macro photography technique for live insects on my tabletop photography. Here is the grasshopper in front of my lens, and I can rotate this while it is walking on these brown color leaves so that I can set the angle of the grasshopper, as well as I can make a beautiful composition by turning it around, the angle, the side, so I'll be able to move it all around 360 degrees. Now I'll start taking some pictures. I'll be using this wheel for moving the camera back and forth for precise focusing. Let me tell you about the setting on my camera. I'll be using shutter speed of 1/200, and initially I'll start with f13 aperture and ISO is 200. On my flash, I will start with full strength of flash on 1/1 because this is a very dark leaf and there is not more enough ambient light, and I've got a very big diffuser over here. So I'm starting with the higher flash strength. It is f13, so I need a lot of flash power for this photography. Now let me take some pictures. Let me change the angle and find focusing. Now I'll take some snaps, change the angle again, little bit focusing. Right at this moment I am taking pictures at focal length of 100mm on the lens. So I'll change it to 135 and 200 as well. Now I'll take some snapshot at 135 in the same position. Now I'll take few more at 200. Changing the angle again. I'm lucky today this grasshopper is not flying or is not moving very much. It is remaining calm and static in one position until and unless I try to move it from the place. I've taken plenty of shots of this grasshopper at 70mm, at 100mm, 135mm as well as 200mm. I'll put this all pictures in the Lightroom, find the best one with the focus and the composition. So far I can comment that because of this creative technique of placing the insect on this wheel with the light, with LED light inside, it gives a little bit illumination of the subject as well as on the background of this subject. So this is the important thing for macro photography, to have a proper composition, proper lighting of the subject, proper lighting on the background. These all things you have to match all together to make a beautiful picture on your tabletop macro photography. The good thing about tabletop macro photography, you can manipulate a lot of things like putting the light here and there. See, there is one over here and there is a flash and I can control the lighting. So this is the best thing on for tabletop macro photography. Let me check the pictures I have taken so far. See, these are all focused, looks like very sharp, and I've taken plenty of pictures. There is some misfire on the flash. Otherwise the pictures look very good, beautiful. If you like my techniques, if you like my macro photography, if you're new in this channel, please subscribe, press the bell icon, stay connected for my upcoming projects. Thank you for watching until the end. Now I'll be presenting my pictures today after cropping, after editing little bit in the Lightroom. But so far I can tell there will be very little editing will be required today, because mostly I got a very sharp and very clear pictures and with a good composition on today's macro photography. Thank you for watching until the end. Bye bye.